Good evening. Remember how I showed you I was going to, well, how I told you I was going to show you something neat you could do with these kind of cards? As you can see, the cards are, well, interesting because you can flip it over and it's the same artwork. The only thing that changes is this bottom corner. I thought, that's kind of neat. So I thought I'd try a little experiment and make some extra dimensional versions of them. How do we do that? Well, because as you can see, new to magic, like so. Same with this Elspeth, new to magic. So you can make one of these and you just pick it up, you set it down on the table for players to look at and say, how did you do that? They're not actually difficult to do, but once you know the secret, it's not that weird anymore. So, if you don't want to know what the secret is, stop watching now because I'm about to tell you how to make these. I guess at any moment you can just turn off the video and just appreciate the magic part of it. Or I'll just show you. So you can do this with any of these promo cards. You can do this with, see, they've done Garruk, they've done Jace in the Return to Ravnica. Basically any expansion that has a really cool Planeswalker, they've done this. I have a Magic 2014, but I don't want to cut up a Chandra Nalaar. And this will basically show you how it's done. You take any one of these cards and you cut from one side approximately to the middle, then cut from the other side twice, approximately to the middle. And then when you fold it over, like that, well, I didn't cut this one right, and then fold it back like this. If you do it in the middle, it'll actually look pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and try to make it look nice live on camera. And I think the best way to start is with the first cut. You kind of have to approximate where the middle of the card is, and just aim as carefully as you can for that middle part. You can do this with a razor. You can do this with a craft knife. Do this with an X-Acto blade. Make sure then when you cut back on these other two that it kind of lines up to there. Going for the center. I think I've overshot. Yeah, I think I've overshot just a little bit. See if I can kind of correct it. Alright, now that we've got our single cut and two cuts, go ahead and fold it over to find the center. That's not off by too much. You can kind of trim it a little bit more. And you won't have any difficulty finding more of these. They'll have them in expansions from now on. Hopefully they'll print them the same way. Okay, so now we've folded once back this way. How it lines up. Now we fold this one back as well. No, wait. Yeah, we fold this one back to meet itself. And you can still see that all the text will line up as well as the artwork. So we have New to Magic, Magic 2015, Hunt Bigger Game as Garruk, the Multiverse's Greatest Hunter in the expansion for Magic 2015. And it all lines up. Then when you let go, you've got your extra dimensional card. Just set it down on the table and let people try and figure out, how did you do that? How did you do that? And it will match up on both sides like that, like that. Yeah, and that's one of the neat things you can do with it. Doesn't do very much as a spinny top, but it's still pretty fun. And that's the card trick for these little promotional cards. I think the fact that it's on both sides like this is what really sells it, because then people don't know what to think when they look at it. You know, because it clearly lines up. So you'll get people mystified for a good solid 5 minutes until finally somebody picks it up and is like, what? Oh. Huh. But until then, you'll at least, you know, actually you might just hand them over to the shop owner and just have them set them in the back so people will look at them and not actually touch them. However you want to do it. But yeah, that's how it's done. You will be using a scissor, so get your parents' permission if you can't get a hold of them. I think a safety scissor will probably do the same thing. Just, be careful, because this is a sharp instrument. X-Acto blade and razors, those are very sharp, so please be very careful. Don't hurt yourself. But yeah, this is how it's done. That's how we make our extra dimensional cards. Enjoy!